In the early hours of March 23, 2018, a 911 call came in reporting a man lying, seemingly dead, on a front porch. This was far from a typical emergency call in the family-friendly neighborhood of Alexander Ridge in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Little did anyone know that this call would spark an investigation revealing one of the most twisted family murder plots that this channel has ever covered.
There's a dead man laying at the end of my driveway.
What?
Young boy. It looks like he's been beat to death.
When you say young, like child or teenager?
Teenager, young adult. I mean, his face is pretty messed up.
Have you checked? Do you see a pulse? Can you, see any breathing or feel a pulse?
He's
Okay.
dead.
How long ago did you find him?
My neighbor just came over and knocked on my door and said, "There's somebody laying at the end of your driveway. I think he's dead." And so I got dressed and went out.
Do you recognize him maybe from your neighborhood?
No, do not. He's hard as a rock. No, rigid mortis is set in already.
When first responders arrived, they found the victim in a large pool of his own blood, with 2 gunshot wounds to his chest and 1 to his head. It was far too late to save him. Using his wallet, they identified him as John Wilty, a man who lived just a stone's throw away from where his body was found. John Wilty was born and raised in the 1960s on the Texas Gulf Coast. His positive spirit made him well-liked in high school, where he met his first wife, Paula. The pair started dating, and things moved quickly. Eventually, Paula got pregnant with twins, and they got married. As a result, John dropped out of school and began working multiple jobs to support his family. Sadly, when the twins were just 3 years old, John and Paula divorced. After 3 failed relationships and 5 children, in 2001, at 34, John met Angela and was instantly smitten. Although there was a 15-year age difference, and Angela was 19 years old with 2 sons, John felt certain that fate had brought her into his life. They then got married in 2003, blending their families, and later welcoming a daughter of their own. John worked as a maintenance mechanic at a chemical plant in Memphis, supporting both his biological and stepchildren. Angela, on the other hand, was a building contractor, specializing in redesigning and renovating properties. Their combined efforts paid off, and after 15 years, the couple was able to purchase a home in the upscale, family-friendly neighborhood of Alexander Ridge in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Little did John know that it would be on the streets of that very neighborhood where he would later be found with gunshot wounds. Once daylight broke, detectives returned to the crime scene for a closer analysis. They discovered a blood trail stretching from John's driveway to the spot where he was found. The detectives were filled with questions. Had John been chased down and killed in his own neighborhood? And what could drive someone to murder him so brutally so close to home? When the police arrived at Angela's home to deliver the news of John's death, they were met with a reaction that they hadn't anticipated. Angela wasn't shocked, emotional, or shaken. In fact, her response was strikingly calm, almost as if she didn't care that her husband had been shot.
Now, this is just standard procedure. I'm going to have to read your Miranda rights because I'm going to be asking you questions and stuff like that, okay? You're not under arrest or anything like that, okay? This is your Miranda form. It says you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. So, what time did your husband get home yesterday? Stay over. Just now leaving. 3:57. So he left work at 3:57 p.m. Yeah, he told me I had to stay over, and I'm just now leaving at 3:57 yesterday.
We had a big fight. It was August 21st.
2015?
Yeah.
And what was that argument over?
He was drinking Jägermeister, which John never drinks hard liquor. He's not a drinker. I've got 4 Bud Lights that's been in my refrigerator for probably a year.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't drink.
Okay. He never drinks?
He hasn't drank anything since he's been back. He might have drank 2. There was a 6-pack. He won periodically, but he's not a drinker.
But on August 21st, he was drinking Jaeger.
Yeah.
Where did y'all live then?
We weren't together.
Okay.
We were living separately. He lived in an apartment. I lived at the house, and he called me over to the apartment. He had been drinking. We had had a big fight prior to the incident, and he beat the shit out of me.
So you went over to the apartment, y'all got into a fight, and then he beat you up, and then what happened?
He went to jail.
You called police?
No, I didn't. I wasn't able to call the police. He was trying to kill me. He told me.
Somebody else called
my
the police?
son did. My 18-year-old.
Was he with you?
He was driving. I wouldn't drive that night because I've had like 2 Smirnoffs, and I'm not going to drink and drive.
Okay.
Angela hadn't been entirely honest. She and John had a big fight where Angela slashed John's knee with a box cutter. When the officers arrived, John took the blame, even offering to go to jail so that Angela could be with their kids. But was this a foreshadowing of Angela's potential violence?
Until November.
November 15?
2015. He came by my house, and he had his girlfriend with him. And she got out of the truck, and I told John, I said, look, can you please have your girlfriend to get back in the truck?
What did he come to the house for?
To bring my daughter her birthday present, which was like an iPhone watch or whatever, Apple Watch.
Okay.
But I asked him nicely, I said, tell your girlfriend to get back in the truck. I think it's very disrespectful. We're still married. We're not divorced. We're not legally separated. So I appreciate it. Should get back in the truck. This is your daughter's birthday. Respect that. So
Okay.
he asked Dia to get back in the truck, and she did. And we stood out in the garage. He gave Kate her watch, and he wasn't there long at all, and he left. He got to where he would come by, pick Kate up, during the weekend, sometimes every weekend, sometimes once during the week, take her out to eat. Because that was our biggest fuss, is Kate. Don't go being with somebody else and give up on your daughter. You've done that 5 other times, and I'm not going to let it happen this time. So when all hell and all that broke loose with him and his girlfriend in October, I think it was.
What do you mean, all hell?
He found his girlfriend in the bathroom almost dead on heroin. Had a needle stuck in her arm. He called me a couple of days after that and he was talking to me about the problems he was having with her and all of that. And I told him, I was like, John, really, hon, what is it gonna take for you to quit messing with somebody like that? I said, you're a good person. You deserve better than that. You don't deserve someone that's gonna take you for everything that you have. His friend has his. His is broken.
What kind of gun did he have?
I'm not sure if it was a 9 or a 45. I know, I don't know a lot about guns. Like I said, the one y'all have of mine, I went to Arkansas after we got it, and we shot it down on my cousin's place where they hunt.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time I ever even shot the gun. And then I took my son to the gun range before he went to the Army, and I let him shoot it. But as far as me shooting the gun, I think I've shot it twice over in Arkansas.
So
I'm real nervous with them anyway. It's got too much kick for me.
So John's gun, what friend of his has it?
Terry Rutherford. You want his phone number?
Yes, ma'am.
I have it.
Where's Terry live?
Her name.
John didn't have a good reputation when it comes to loyalty in his marriages. In his first marriage to Paula, he had an affair, which resulted in him divorcing Paula. He and his new partner ended up having 2 daughters, but sadly, they parted ways after John cheated again. After that, John had another child in marriage that ended in a divorce.
Sorry. Let me borrow your cell phone if you don't mind. I'm going to do a cell phone dump a bit.
Do you need to get a consent form?
Either consent or I can do search
Help
on
me.
either one.
Can I text my daughter real quick
Sure.
and let her know not to?
That's fine. It won't bother anything. It'll all be in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it won't bother anything.
No. Is there a passcode or anything?
It shouldn't lock. Here, I'll take it off though. Connection sounds, notifications.
Lock screen.
Oh, where was that?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Screen laptop.
Look at you.
I have to do this all day.
Do you have any objections to him?
I feel like I'm being accused here now. But
No.
This is a process of elimination. You know, when a spouse, something happens to a spouse, you have to eliminate the other spouse. And I think we've been talking and trying to get a background here. I don't think anything's been said that would make you feel like you were.
Back at the crime scene, detectives found John's truck parked in his driveway with the driver's door open and a cartridge casing lodged in it. Beneath the truck, a black towel with 6 bullet holes lay on the ground. But what did this mean for the case?
I mean, just talking to you, you're calm, you're cool, I feel like there's more to y'all's relationship than what you're actually letting me know. You're using your husband, y'all fighting and not getting along and all that.
Me and my husband hadn't been fighting, like, just recently.
Like,
because he's stressed. He is very stressed over money. Because he knows he owes a lot of money to the court. And managing money.
how much money would you say you have in your account right now?
He just got paid yesterday.
So y'all aren't hurting?
We're not hurting, no. But I don't always tell him everything we have.
So he doesn't know you have $16,000 somewhere else?
He does know. He knows we got money. He don't know exactly how much. Because if he knew exactly how much, we would be running out buying something we don't need right now. My thing is I want to pay all of our bills off, which we're working on it. He just paid tons off the other day. It was like $570 or some furniture crap that was going on. But he likes to shop. He wants a sports car, the one that we can afford. And I could be okay with that if we didn't have the truck payment. I just can't see having 2 really, really high payments. Because I don't work every day. I don't work all the time. Like, winter months, it's hard to find some work. Because I can't work in the cold at all. It kills me.
Does your husband talk to the guy you work in Florida? Do they have like a talking friendship? Do they call each other and talk?
No, they don't talk to each other on the phone.
They text or anything like that?
No, they don't. No.
Does your husband text anybody? Just you, other than you and...
No, he texts his kids, Franco, Terry, a lot of dirty pictures to the guys at work, men stuff. But no, me and my husband don't have a horrible relationship. Have normal family issues.
Because I've been doing this a long time, okay? I got 20 years just at this.
I'm scared to death right here. I ain't even gonna lie, I ain't never been in the jailhouse like this.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I was geared towards thinking you shot him, okay? And then I looked at the crime scene, and I walked it, and I looked at it. That man was running for his life. Somebody was after that man. He ran 4 houses from your house. And he was scared for his life.
I don't know who else he...
Do you remember seeing the towel on the ground?
I've seen that.
Is that y'all's towel?
I don't remember ever having a towel. I
You
don't
don't
know.
have towels that color?
I don't think so.
So you don't know where that towel came from? Did he have...
Detectives believe that the black towel found at the crime scene was used as a makeshift silencer, suggesting that John was ambushed on his way to work. His knuckles were scraped, and his hand showed signs of crawling, suggesting he had been desperately trying to escape his attacker, who followed him as he crawled before firing another round to finish him off.
They can get all the deleted information and all the current information, okay? So if there's something in that phone that would implicate you in anything, you need to let me know now, okay? Because this is the critical point right here, okay? So if you've been having an affair or anything like that, I need to know it.
I ain't been having no affair. I talk a lot of shit with people, but I ain't been having no affair.
Like, who you talk shit with?
Shit with everybody. But when it comes down to sleeping with somebody, that's my husband. If I'm gonna have sex with somebody, I'm gonna have sex with my husband.
So, I told you that phones, when we download them, we can get information that was deleted. So, I got a little more information, and I need you to be completely honest with me, okay? I know some things have been going on between you and John, and y'all hadn't been getting along.
We've been arguing a good bit, but to me, it's normal crap because we argue about everything.
Okay.
We're totally opposite, and no argument is worth all this, honest to God. Any argument him and I've ever had is worth this.
Well, by looking in your phone, there's some things in there that I think you're being deceptive about, okay, with me.
What?
Like, these people you talk shit to, like you said. Who have you been having an affair with?
I'm not having an affair.
Do you just lead these guys on and make them think you want to be with them?
I don't want to be with nobody but my husband.
The stuff that's in your phone leads me to believe that you
I've been working for Shabby. Shabby's the one who came to my house last night and was working with my husband on the truck.
Is this something you and him put together?
What?
You and Shabby, is this something you and him put together to get rid of your husband?
No. I would have never had someone to kill my husband. He is too good of a person for this. He could have had a better life. It's not worth killing somebody to be with somebody. It's not worth it. That's crazy.
Have you led Shabby to the point to where he thinks you were going to leave your husband to be with him?
Shabby knew me and my husband were arguing and had some problems. Shabby talked to me. He tried to guide me a little bit, but we've never slept together.
What was he guiding you to?
Telling me how, because I suck when it comes to words. I suck when it comes to trying to talk to somebody.
Well, by your text messages, you don't have a problem at all.
I don't have a problem talking
to other men.
Well, yeah.
Okay? You don't have a problem talking to other men. I mean, truth's truth, right?
Right.
It's in black and white. Can't lie about it. Did you walk outside and shoot your husband this morning?
I was in bed. I was actually laid in the bed beside my husband at 10:36 and my daughter was coming out of the bathroom.
I don't believe you. I'm reading your text messages.
Now, besides money, the couple often fought over John's affairs. But Angela was far from innocent also, as the detectives found several flirtatious text messages that she had with different men, including her boss, who claims that they just have an emotional bond.
Since June.
So y'all been talking
Oh,
since
no.
June. You've been leading him on since June.
I hadn't been leaving him alone.
By your text messages, it's different things.
I hadn't let nobody on.
When you talk to a man like that, what do you think it does to him? Woman to woman. If I talk to a man like you talk to Chavez, or Chavez, whatever his name is, that man's going to think you want to be with him. Right?
He knows I don't.
But you don't talk like that to somebody. It puts them in a different frame of mind about you and them. And that's, you know who shot the man.
I don't.
Your daughter is not going to have a mother. Because when I take your phone and all your phone records and his phone and all his phone records and present them to the grand jury, your daughter will finish school and graduate and get married and have children without her mother. Because I'm going to put the hammer on you.
How do I do it?
You can sit here and think about it for a few minutes. And I'll be back in here. And when you get ready to tell me the truth, I'll listen to you. But when I take you down there and present you to the grand jury, your daughter will finish school without you.
I can walk out now, right?
No,
I'm not under arrest.
you're not leaving.
I shot my fucking husband.
You seem like you have no emotions.
A lot going through my mind. I know it's gonna hit me. I wanna know who did it.
You know, if your daughter finds out you had anything to do with this, she'll hate you for the rest of her life.
I'd never do this to my kids. I'd never do nothing to hurt my kids. This would devastate her.
This would crush her. Do you have the key to the shed?
Can I do that?
During the interview, the forensic team came to conduct a gunshot residue test on Angela.
We'll do whatever we can.
Okay, well, the evidence proves that you did.
And this jacket, I just got out of my closet this morning. I haven't even worn it since November.
Your hands tell the truth. That little test I did on you, where I swabbed the back of your hand, your palm, and that light that he just used on you, you're going to go to jail.
I haven't seen, well, I've held my gun, but I've not shot a gun.
You don't get residue on you unless you shoot a gun. You have blowback all over you, all over your clothes.
I don't see how that's possible.
All over your pants, all over your hands. Okay?
How is this possible when I've been in the bed all
Let
night?
me tell you, your daughter is fixing to be without a mother. She is fixing to go through graduation,
No.
hating you. She's going to go
I
through
swear,
getting
I
married.
was in my bed.
You're not going
oh.
to see grandchildren for the rest of your life. Do you understand me?
I'm listening, but I have not been out of my house.
Remember when I
until
told you
you
that
woke me up this morning?
I knew by your phone. I can ping the towers in that area. Why would you shoot him?
I did not shoot him. I swear I did not shoot my husband. I haven't shot a gun since me and my son went to the gun range.
And how long ago was that?
December. Yeah.
You can either make it easy for yourself, or I can just go ahead and indict you. And once I charge you,
I did not shoot my husband. My husband told me. I can only tell you what my husband told me.
Well, I can't get your husband's side of it now because he's been shot.
Well, he told me he took the gun to work to Terry. Now, that's all I know. I know the gun's not at my house. And I asked him, I was like, well, can you bring your case back so I could put my gun in it?
During the interrogation, detectives allowed Angela to see her daughter, but the interaction between them was unusual, especially as they casually discussed John, who had been shot dead without a hint of sorrow.
They took all my clothes and everything, trying to accuse me of going out there doing that this morning when I was asleep in the bed.
How do you have gunpowder all over you?
They're trying to accuse me of shooting Daddy, and I didn't do it. I was asleep when they banged on my door this morning.
Did they handcuff you? What?
It's a ring. It's big.
I know. It's heavy, you feel it.
It's big. It looks like a man's ring. That's pretty, though. Who's with you?
Miss Trisha and Lydia. We've been here for a good 4 hours.
Really?
Yeah, they told me to come up here whenever they called me.
Me and Shelby had something going on, and we shot your daddy. saying that you're gonna lose me, you done lost your dad, you're gonna lose me.
What the heck? What's your food?
Shit.
Don't eat it.
Ain't
That
nothing.
is not really good. That makes me mad.
Where's Trisha and Lydia?
In the room. Bradley's here too. And JoJo said she's coming. Everybody knows. Nene knows. Willis knows. It's on the news. Josh called me because Willis told him. Ashley knows. She said to call her as soon as you get a chance because she said she has to come to the funeral. Are we having?
Damn.
Somebody said, oh, I personally think it's a domestic thing because he had been in and out of he had been in and out as far as their relationship. Like, girl, you don't even know us. Get back. Makes me appreciate.
Can I please go smoke?
Yeah, give me just.
I'm not going nowhere. Y'all gotta gate it in out there, for God's sake.
I know.
Cause I haven't done nothing.
Give me just a second, okay? Give me one second, okay?
Sit back over there. He coming back. Sit back over there. Let me see that ink pen. Let me see that ink pen in your back. Yeah.
I ain't allowed to have no ink pen. I ain't no criminal.
I ain't say you was. I just asked for the ink pen.
It's mine.
Okay, you can get it back in a second.
But you treat me like I'm a criminal in here.
I never called you a criminal. I just asked for the ink pen.
Can you take me out to smoke?
Okay, give me 1 second, all right? Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm gonna see Sergeant Dixon be like in here in 1 second, okay? Alright, it's gonna be alright.
You ready to go home?
Despite their suspicions, the police released Angela without filing any charges. Weeks later, a rumor circulated that Angela's stepfather, C.S.O. Norvell, had killed John on her behalf, but no leads emerged. The case remained cold for the next 7 months, until a breakthrough came from an unexpected source. Angela and her 20-year-old son Bradley had gotten into a heated argument, leading Bradley to reveal the skeleton in her closet.
For you to quit messing with somebody like that. I said, you're a good person. You deserve better than that. You don't deserve someone that's going to take you for everything that you have. I've never done that. You've always had everything you've wanted. So why go for somebody like that?
And that was in October?
I believe it was October. His car got stolen.
Before that or after?
Because they split up during the time the car got stolen. Because he kept telling the girl, put the keys in your pocket. Don't lay the keys down when you go in the store, on the counter. Put the keys in your pocket. You know, he stayed on her about that. trying to think. August, this 16, this is 18, so 17. August 17 is when the car got stolen, because he bought it in December of 16.
Okay.
Car got stolen. Is it Target or TJ Maxx? Right there on Summer Avenue. Well, we went through that. We just got it paid off. I just mailed in the last payment a week ago, because they told him he couldn't buy another car until that one was paid for. Because you can't have but 2 vehicles with a loan on it. And at the time, I had a Hyundai with the loan, and then we traded it in for our truck, and then we still had the loan on the car.
And you met Dia that one time?
No, I met her many times after that one time I met her. She seemed like a real nice girl.
Now, while Casey's move to reveal Angela's dark secret was great, the detectives couldn't help but wonder if he still would have come forward had Angela not collected his car.
Pain pills. They'd give me $120 a month, and I'd take one a day. And I just stack them up. But he got bad on pain pills, to where when the doctor just said, okay, we're not giving you any more, he laid on our couch for 3 days sweating. And I told him, I said, baby, you're going through DTs. You're just going to have to suffer this out. Because if he had a headache, I think a lot of it at the end was like, if he had a headache, he'd pop a pain pill. If he got up in the mornings and his body was stiff, he'd pop a pain pill.
So where did he get all these pain?
Angela even had the guts to entrust Brady with the heavy responsibility of hiding the gun. But feeling betrayed by his mother, Bradley refused, leading to their explosive argument.
It's been a rough day, huh? What happened?
We were fighting for 2 months.
Really?
And she got unhappy, so she left.
Really? Alright, well let's go back over this with your mom, I guess. Explain to me again how this came about.
So, I think I forgot how long it was before she told me.
Mm-hmm. And you can't remember about how long it was?
Oh, it's been a minute.
Okay.
It's been a while. Cause when did it happen? Like August, something like that? Around there?
March, I think.
March or August, something like that. And I was living with C.S.O.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a week prior to living with him, she calls me, and she called me while I was at work, and she told me, she's like, I need to talk to you. I was working at Brady at the time.
She said she needed to talk to you?
She told my brother the same thing.
Who's your brother?
Dylan Casey.
Dylan?
But Dylan don't know nothing.
Okay.
I'm the only one that knew about it.
Okay.
Like, she actually told.
I got you.
So she took all 3 of us in the backyard, and she told us, she's like, well, I'm probably about to get locked up, I don't know.
So she called all 3 of you back there?
Yeah, but she actually told me who did it.
Were you by yourself?
Yeah.
So this wasn't when she had all 3 of y'all back there, she
didn't tell them to.
Okay.
She told them, she pulled me to the side and started talking to me. And then she told me, she's like, there's a gun sitting in the backyard of yours and C.O.'s house. This is when I was living there. I didn't know nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked her, I was like, so who did it? She said C.O. But as soon as
she say how?
No. I didn't ask no more. Cause my dad was telling me, he was like, there ain't no doubt about it, she was involved in it. I didn't want to believe it. I mean, that's my mom. I didn't want to believe that. Mouth shut.
Mm-hmm. How much did that car cost?
Almost $10,000.
Okay.
It was a black Pontiac G8. Well, last month she turned around and took it from me because I moved out of the house. Everything. Now today she took the car, and that car meant a lot to me because John bought that for me. Yeah, me and John weren't on the same pages, but I mean, he raised me my whole life. He was there. Childhood.
Well, John bought it, but John was deceased at this time.
When I was 19.
Are we talking about the same car?
Yeah.
The
John, yeah, the G8.
No, I'm talking about the black car your mom took away from you.
Yeah, John was deceased when she bought that.
Mm-hmm.
She got the life insurance and bought that.
Okay, but you said John bought it for you.
John's money bought that.
I got you. Okay. I got you.
John's money bought that. So technically, I say John bought that car for
I
me.
got you. Okay.
And that's the reason why I love that car. Because, yeah, me and him had a rough time my childhood. Yeah, me and him said things. But, I mean, he raised me. Yeah, that was like my father. Even though my biological dad's sitting out there. But my mom did tell me C.O did it. And then I get a call Tuesday from my old boss saying, hey, did you hear what happened to C.O? I was like, no.
Mm-hmm.
But
All right, so your mom told you about this gun, right? She put y'all all three were in the backyard. And
but she only told me.
She pulled you to the side while them two were still standing out there? Were they right beside you when?
No. They were sitting on the patio.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what did she tell you about that?
She told me, she didn't describe it. She just told me where it was located. It was near a fence, like in the corner of a fence, and a yellow bucket with a red top.
Mm-hmm.
It was in a bucket like the cat litter box you buy from Walmart, like yay high.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a bucket. And she told me, she's like, it's in there. Well, I looked for like a week looking for that gun. I just wanted to find out if it was true.
Mm-hmm.
And
in 2015, John made his children and wife equal beneficiaries of a $750,000 life insurance policy. However, later that same year, the policy was amended to name Angela as the sole beneficiary. To make matters worse, just 2 days after John's murder, Angela filed a claim on the life insurance. The police conducted a search of C.S.O.'s property, and sure enough, they found the gun under the house in a cat litter bucket. Inside were a .40 caliber handgun, a nylon holster, and ammunition, all matching the evidence at the crime scene.
What'd you do with the gun?
What gun?
The gun that was used to kill John.
I don't know what you're talking about there. I didn't kill John.
Who did?
I don't know.
Did Angela?
No, she wouldn't do that. She don't have it in her heart to do that. She's bad about arguing.
Say it one more time.
She's good at arguing and all, but she don't have that in her.
You know what 65 times 3 is?
Huh?
Do you know what 65 times 3 is?
Uh-uh.
It's 195. You know how many bullets that we found? 65. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So you look at 195 years.
yeah, I know.
Okay. So now I'm saying, again, I'm not making any promises to you.
Yeah.
It looks a hell of a lot better on you to be cooperative and to be truthful
Well, I
than
am.
than to lie. You understand that?
Yeah. I didn't kill John. Now, pretty dang sure Angela didn't kill him.
You're pretty dang sure that Angela didn't kill him.
Yeah.
Well, you just told me earlier that she would never.
Yeah, that's what I tell you. She don't have an answer, so I know. You know.
She talked about killing him?
No.
She ain't never talked about hurting him at all.
No. So the only thing I've heard her talk about is so the night that he pulled her out of the car twice and she had
How long did you spend in jail the first time?
prison.
Prison.
19 years, 9 months, straight.
Straight. And what was that for?
Murder.
What happened with that?
Guy was slapping my kids around and cost me $10,000 contract. I'd be making a month.
Right. Who was this guy?
My ex-wife's boyfriend. He slapped my kids around, and after I got out, I found out he raped my oldest daughter.
Okay. And what happened? Yeah.
I snapped and I killed the guy.
How?
I went to his house, knocked on his door, told him it was time to say goodbye. Well, that's just what was in the paper. I don't remember it, but and all that was it.
Forensics discovered faint blood splatters on the gun, and DNA analysis confirmed that the blood was John's. Adding to the evidence, detectives discovered that the weapon was registered to Angela.
I'm being honest as I can. Because I don't know who killed John. I don't know who put the guns there on my property.
Well, that's going to be, it doesn't matter about the guns on the property because you're the one that lives there by yourself.
Yeah.
You're the one that staying there. You're in possession of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know.
Unless you got some proof of something we can go on to lead this investigation somewhere else, it's all pointing to you.
Now, with the gun charges alone, C.S.O. was likely to face the rest of his life in prison. So even if he did commit the murder, he knows his confession would not make much of a difference for him. Almost a year after John Wilty's murder, Angela Wilty was arrested and charged with orchestrating his death.
Yes. Amanda, Nancy, you're gone. We're going to seize his evidence.
My phone?
Mm-hmm.
Are you letting me go home?
Yes, it'll be in here in just a little bit longer.
Where's some... Can I please go smoke?
Yeah, give me just a
I'm
minute.
not going nowhere. Y'all gotta gate it in out there, for God's sake.
I know.
And I haven't done nothing.
Give me just a second, okay? Give me one second, okay?
Angela denied helping C.S.O. commit the murder, and the prosecutors tried to pit the two suspects against each other, but C.S.O. refused to betray Angela. Unfortunately for him, the same didn't apply to a very manipulative Angela. Angela accepted a plea deal, agreeing to testify against her stepfather in exchange for a 20-year sentence, with the possibility of parole. Now, although C.S.O. had no alibi, the only evidence linking him to the murder was Angela's testimony and the firearm found on his property. Ultimately, the jury acquitted him of murder, and he was only charged with illegal firearm possession. Now, if you think this case was horrific, you need to check out my video on the poor mother who realized that her daughter did the unthinkable.